Good morning, and welcome to Coffee Convo Wednesday. My name is Cindy Simmons. Thank you for joining us this morning. If this is your first time here, welcome. You're like, what's happening here? This is a show called Coffee Convo Wednesday, and we're here for about 15-20 minutes. We talk about 3 topics, and at the end, I give you some free stuff, and we literally do that every single week. It's sort of a way for you to just have a break in the middle of your Wednesday morning. So grab your coffee, tea, smoothie, hot chocolate, whatever you're drinking this morning. I do have some news, a little bit of an announcement, if you will. I've just figured out that I drink a lot of coffee, and it is what it is. So I've decided that I am going to cut back to 1 cup a day. What? 1 cup a day? You're all like, for those of you fellow coffee drinkers, what? The horror, I don't understand. 1 cup a day. 1 cup a day is right. 1 cup a day. Is this not the greatest coffee mug ever? It literally is the size of my face. 1 cup a day. I've cut back to 1 cup of coffee a day. I'm so excited to use this and share it with you. Let me just try and take a sip because I have not used it yet. This is my first go. I have to say a big, ginormous thank you to my sweet husband, Eric. He purchased this. I've cut back to just 1 cup of coffee a day. Ginormous mug. He saw it at a store. He said, honey, this coffee mug is so you. I mean, come on. It's big as my head. It's ginormous. So thank you to my husband, Eric. You can find him on Facebook. Just like my smart shirt if you haven't already. So as I always say, you send me a big, ginormous coffee mug, and I'll send you a t-shirt. But my husband makes my t-shirts, so I think I get off this one for free. So a big fat cheers to you guys this morning. I literally have to use 2 hands. So funny. Oh gosh, I can't even hold it. It's so heavy. All right, thanks, babe, for that awesome coffee mug. All right, today on Coffee Convo Wednesday for Wednesday, June 20th, 2018, episode 114. I do have to say, today is June 20th. That means 4 months left of shopping days till my birthday. 4 months of shopping days till my birthday, which is October 20th. And I do love to celebrate my birthday, so I'm just giving you some advance notice. There, I said it. Also just announced, This Is Us Season 3 premiere coming back on September 25th. Yes, September 25th. So if you're marking your calendars for that too, September 25th, the 3rd season of This Is Us. Yay! And I believe it's either today or tomorrow, June 21st, is it? Or June 20th. Is the first day of summer, which here in Florida, it already started feeling like the first day of summer, like June 1st, actually the end of May. So depending on where you live and the heat that is happening right now, I feel for you. All right, first thing on the show, your first concert ever. I want to know what your first concert ever was, and you can comment below with that. And the reason I ask you is because over the weekend, we did like a whirlwind quick trip to Atlanta, one of our favorite bands, Third Day, who have been around for, 20-something years. They were playing at the Fox Theater in Atlanta. We moved there, goodness gracious, 10 months ago already. But it was my 12-year-old daughter's first concert. We took her when she was 6. We went, the whole family. It was so much fun. Well, minus Luna, because my youngest wasn't born yet. But we took her to her first concert when she was 6, and she's going to be 13 next month. So one of my besties, Taylor, was like, coming in, I got your tickets, we're gonna go together. I'm like, yes. Hopped in the car with my 12-year-old and we went. It was so much fun because and we've seen Third Day a bunch because we love them. And we have gotten to know the guys over the years from my previous experience working at a radio station. So I've known Mac Powell, the lead singer, and the band for many, 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 many years. And I don't mean that in, I've known them. They're just good guys. And when you live in the city where the band lives and, you just kind of connect. So didn't tell tell him we were coming because it was like, let's just go. So we're watching the concert, and I gotta tell you, I had such a funny, like, dorky, I'm just a real person moment because we're there at the concert, and it's my friend Taylor, me, and then my 12-year-old daughter, Lily. And we're like, yay. And so a couple of times, right at the beginning of the show, Mac looks over, hey. And I, of course, don't want to seem like, oh, you're waving to me. I didn't want to assume that. So I was like, oh, just gave him a little polite smile. Like, oh yes, thanks for being nice, Mac. So he comes over again, and he's like waving to us again. And again, I don't want to look behind me because that seemed even more obvious. But I still am just kind of like, oh, hey. And he's like looking at, Taylor, because he knows Taylor too, because her radio station, she does a morning show in Atlanta. She plays his music. So he knows all of us. And so my daughter's like, he keeps waving to us. I said, I thought it was just me, that I thought maybe he was just, like it was in my head. But she's like, no, he is waving to us. I said, okay. So then like on the third time, and I'm sure he was thinking like, oh my goodness, for the love of Peter, I am waving at you. So the third time when he came over, he's like, hey, we're like, hey. So then in the middle of the show, it's their final tour, third day's final tour, and they're doing the farewell tour, and they're getting ready to do their own stuff. Like Mac has this great music coming out, Mac Powell and the Family Reunion. I did already pre-order my CD, yes. So it was just like a fun night. So they were saying goodbye to everyone, and they sold out 2 nights at the Fox Theater in Atlanta, Georgia. So in the middle of the show, Mac's like, oh, we have some people we want to thank. We can't get to everybody. Want to thank Taylor at The Fish, which is her radio station, for playing our music, for just being a great person, blah, blah, blah. He's on about Taylor. And I'm like, yay, that's my friend, hashtag, I know her. And then he's like, and Cindy Simmons, who used to be on the air at Star 94. And I'm like, oh, he's talking about me. He's talking about me. And no joke, this is me. Oh, thank you. Thanks. But inside, I was like, oh my gosh, Mac just said my name. Mac just said my name. He said my name. He said my name. Mac Powell, you said my name. Mac Powell, you said my name, my name. But hey, Mac, totally cool. Thank you. Oh my goodness, you're so sweet. And of course, my daughter was like, I'm like, oh yeah, it's so cute. So yeah, thank you, Mac. Thank you. I love you too. Okay, look. I had a radio career for many, 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 many years, and I got to interview many, many, many people. But any person in radio or on television who says that it's still not really cool when you get to meet someone that you're a fan of, and our family has been a fan of Third Day forever, when we know them, so like we see them, or not anymore because we live in Orlando, Florida, but it was still really fun. And I was like, he said my name, he said my name. But you're trying to be all, hey, I'm cool. So I thought it was a fun full circle moment for Lily because it was her first concert when she was 6. She's about to turn 13 next month, and she gets to see the last concert that they're doing together as Third Day. So it was really fun. So thank you, Taylor, for making that happen because it was such a fun night. And then got up at the crack of dawn on Sunday and drove from Atlanta to Orlando because it was Father's Day. So we wanted to be back here to celebrate Eric. Y'all, I'm exhausted. I'm exhausted from that reenactment. It could also be that this ginormous cup of coffee has too much caffeine, but I'm not going to drink it all because there's no way. It holds up to a gallon, I think it's on the box, a half a gallon. It holds up to a half gallon. Good gravy. You guys can't even see my face when I take a drink. Oh my goodness, it's so heavy. All right, so comment below and tell me, what was your first concert? My first concert was actually The Cure. I used to love like that new wave alternative music, I think they called it then. So The Cure was my concert and I had a blast. So comment below and tell me what your first concert was. And tell me how old you were if you want. Like I went to blank concert when I was blank years old. Okay, next up on Coffee Convo Wednesday. Did he just toot? So I realized that maybe talking about tooting isn't the most appropriate conversation for Coffee Convo Wednesday, But as I've told you before, my goal on the show is to remain positive and just fill you guys with joy and vomit positivity as much as I can. So sometimes that includes talking about silly, funny things to make you guys laugh in the middle of your Wednesday morning. And when I heard, my friend told me this story, I died laughing because I thought it was so funny. All right, so I'm not gonna say his name because just in case he's watching. I mean, he did say I could tell the story, but I don't want to embarrass the person that it happened to. But a friend of mine who lives in North Carolina, and that's all I'll say. So a friend of mine in North Carolina is at work, and he is leaving work to go meet a client friend of his at his real estate office. And so he goes to meet his client friend at real estate office. Now, just a little backstory so you fully understand. They are friends, but they have only been friends for maybe, I don't know, 6 to 9 months perhaps. And they work together, but not directly work together, I guess, if that makes sense. So my friend leaves his office, goes to his office, and is in this guy's office at the real estate company, and they're having a conversation, and the guy that my friend is going to visit lets out a little toot. Yeah, lets out a little toot. And these guys are probably, let me think, 30-ish, maybe 35, possibly pushing 40, between 30 and 40. And my friend's telling me this story. He calls me last week, and he's like, so this just happened. So the guy in the office was like, sorry, dude, and goes on with the conversation. My friend is like, trying not to laugh, as probably I would. So I wanted to ask you guys, have you ever accidentally tooted in front of someone you work with? Now, look, we all do it. As in each and every one of you who are watching, I do it, my whole family does it. Everyone toots. It's a part of nature. It's the way God made our bodies. Got to let the gases out. It's just reality. But I don't even toot in front of my husband at all, unless it was an accident, which has maybe happened like once or twice in our marriage. But have you guys ever tooted in front of someone at work? I am dying to know, because I have two thoughts here. It happens, okay, it happens, so no judgment to him, it happens. But I don't think a woman would accidentally toot in front of another woman that she works with. Now, they don't even work in the same building. Like I said, my friend went to his friend's, coworker person, his real estate office. So he was at his office, and they were in his office. So, and like, is that a guy thing? Like Curtis, Calvin, I know we have a bunch of men who also watch the show too. I gotta know, because ladies, I don't think a woman, would do that in front of another woman. I certainly have not. Thank goodness, because I would die. But it happened. He tooted. He said, "Excuse me," and they moved on in the conversation. Well, the guy moved on. My friend was like, trying to suppress the giggles. But I need to know if that has happened to anyone else, because we had a good 10-minute laugh over it, but I've just never accidentally done it in front of someone that I don't really know. In front of someone I know? No. I don't know. My childhood best friend Valerie, when we were kids, and my other one Allison, but we knew each other since we were little kids. So, if we do that in front of each other, that's just what happens. But I don't know. I don't even really toot in front of my friends. In front of my kids, look, keep it real. I toot in front of my kids all the time. Those are the only two people, and my mom, Mama Jane. Those are the only three people that I would toot in front of. There's a reality for you. I toot, and so do you. So I just need to know, I don't know, do you toot in front of people you don't know? Because I don't. Okay, I just need to know. All right, last topic on CONVO Wednesday. Oh, it's so heavy. Hold on. It's so heavy. All right, last topic on CONVO Wednesday. If you guys saw the story in the news or didn't see the story in the news, I'm going to tell you about it. If you want to see the video, you can Google the video because it's everywhere and it happened a couple days ago. But I need to know, to pay or not to pay. All right, so parents of a 5-year-old in Kansas City are in sort of a dispute with, I say it's a community center, but kind of like a museum community center. Okay, here's what happened. So this family was at a wedding reception at, I say museum, but it's like a museum, like a neighborhood community center. But it has museum pieces in there. Regardless, we'll just call it the Community Center Museum. They're at a wedding reception at this place. Inside are museum pieces. And during the wedding reception, out, it looks like in the video, maybe to be a lobby area or the museum area, there is a statue. Looks like it's up on a pedestal, and it looks like one of those, almost like a, I don't know, like a mannequin with like the arms cut off. It's a piece, like a sculpture. So the sculpture is sitting on top of this pillar pedestal, and this 5-year-old boy, as you see on the surveillance video, walks up to the piece of art and starts putting his arms all around it. And of course, you can just bust. Thank you, Kelly. You can imagine what happens next. The bust statue comes tumbling down onto the kid, onto the floor. So the insurance company for the museum community center sends a letter to the parents basically saying, yeah, totally know it was an accident, but that statue is, it's not able to be fixed. It's beyond repair, and we're going to charge you $135,000. And the mom is like, excuse me? So the mom said, quote, I was surprised, absolutely more so offended to be called negligent. So let me back up. So it's actually $132,000. And the letter from the insurance company to the family said, you're responsible for the supervision of a minor child. Your failure to monitor could be considered negligent. So she said, I was surprised, absolutely more so offended to be called negligent. They were treating this like a crime scene. No one would ever expect that to come into a place that kids are invited and have to worry about a $132,000 piece of art falling on their child. Because he didn't maliciously break that, it fell on him. It was not secure, it was not safe at all. Okay. Like I said, YouTube the video, just Google, Kansas City art, sculpture, kid, whatever. You'll find it in 2.2 seconds. I bring this up because I want to get your thoughts. I want to preface this, though, by saying this is not going to be a bash on the mother, because you know how I feel about bashing on other people. This show is all about lifting people up and encouraging people and having a good giggle and a good laugh. So I don't want to bash her, so please don't do that below. But I just want to get your thoughts, because I was at Target a couple weeks ago in the dollar section, even a couple months ago, and I was buying a little succulent in a glass vase. I put it in my cart, and I swear it just went boop onto the floor. And I was like, ugh! And there was a Target employee, right around the corner, and she comes over. I'm like, oh, I'm so sorry. I'll totally pay for that. I just need some help cleaning it up. And it landed on my feet, some glass on my feet. I didn't say, I'm not paying for that. It landed on my feet. I actually had a little glass cut on my foot, but I dropped it. I picked it up. I put it in my cart. I put it up where the kids normally sit, and I think it just slid right off of the seat onto the floor. Now, it wasn't $132,000. It was $3. The woman at Target could not have been nicer. Oh my goodness, it actually happened to me this morning when I was putting them out on the shelf. Please don't worry about it. Of course, I'm like, oh, no, I'm mortified. Please let me pay for it. I'm going to buy another one anyway. I can buy 2. Please don't worry about it. We'll clean it up. Have a good day. Couldn't have been nicer. I get that this family might not have $132,000. I wouldn't have $132,000. But I guess my point is, and again, I don't want to rag on her, because it's kind of like when that little kid went into the gorilla cage and everyone's like, keep an eye on your kid, monitor your kid. I have 2 children. I try to keep my eyes on my children all of the time, but they are children. However, that being said, whenever we go anywhere, it could be I don't know, Taco Bell or a museum, I always say to my kids, you touch anything, in that demonic voice. No, but that is how we raise our kids. I get that they're kids, but we do say, do not touch anything. It doesn't matter what type of restaurant, store, establishment, anywhere we go, we like drill it into their brains. Don't put your fingers on anything. Did this mom know that that statue cost $132,000? Of course not. I wouldn't know. I'm not like that into art because it's just not my thing. But I wouldn't know. It was a beautiful piece, and the artist said, ooh, I can't repair it. But I just, I don't know. The kid, so she's trying to say that it fell on him, but when you watch the video, I don't care if the mom's standing right next to him or 50 feet away, it didn't fall on him. He wrapped his arms around this statue bust. It literally pulled it off. Now, it did have some secure things holding it on there, but it wasn't. She was trying to say it should be in a glass enclosure, but he did. He reached up his hands and, just whacked my face. See, I'm clumsy. And pulled it down. So it wasn't like he walked by and it just fell. He pulled it down on him. So I get it. Like, I get that $132,000 is a lot of money, but I would be researching a payment plan. I would use it as a teaching moment for the rest of my kids' lives. I feel for them. And that's why I said, like, I don't want to rag on anyone else. Every parent raises their kids differently. That's what makes the world go round. So I don't want to rag on them. I just think we need to be reminded sometimes that, look, we're not perfect. Totally understand that. I'm not perfect. My kids are definitely not perfect because they get their imperfectness from me. But you have to be responsible for your actions, whether it was an accident or not. When I'm at Target and I get breaking a $3 succulent in a glass or a $132,000 statue, big financial difference. But my first instinct was not to say, that glass broke on my foot. I have cuts on my feet. I did. I had 2 little cuts from the glass that broke, but I broke it. I am responsible for my actions. So comment below and do it in a kind way. Just let me know what your thoughts are on to pay or not to pay. What do you think? Should she pay? Should the parents pay for this situation, or or not? Because I would love to know. All right, that's Coffee Convo Wednesday for this week. You guys, I always say I like big cups and I cannot lie. This one, no joke, may be the biggest cup that I've ever used on the show, ever. So special thanks to my husband, Eric, for that cup that is so heavy. Please like his page on My Smart Shirt. That will be his little gift. If you guys haven't liked his page on Facebook, or you need promotional products, mysmartshirt.com, or like My Smart Shirt on Facebook. That would really be awesome if you guys would do that, because he got me this big cup. I've cut back to just 1 cup of coffee a day. I mean, so terrific. So terrific. Really, if you think about it, you could put anything in here. Ice water, rosé, Prosecco. Coffee, coffee is what should go in the coffee cup. All right, before we get out of here though, I want to hook you guys up with an IKEA gift card. And you're like, oh man, there's not an IKEA by my house. Okay, but there's an IKEA.com anywhere near your fingertips. So I'm gonna hook you up with a little gift card just because we moved into a new house 4 months ago now, and sometimes it's just fun to buy a little something fun, some sheets, I don't know, little flowers, whatever you want. So an IKEA gift card is for you. All you have to do is comment IKEA and then tell me the name of the city where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday, because I just like to know where everyone is from. So comment IKEA, I-K-E-A, comment IKEA, and let me know which city you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday. We'll pick a random winner. We'll announce the winner right here at the top of this post on Tuesday of next week, the day before Coffee Convo Wednesday next week. And yeah, there you go. IKEA and the name of where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday, the city of where you're watching Coffee Convo Wednesday. Whew, this is like a workout, you guys. Have a great Wednesday. We're halfway to the weekend. Woo, woo. Thanks for hanging out with me on Coffee Convo Wednesday for June 20th. 2018, episode 114. I hope you have a terrific rest of your day. Please spread kindness like Nutella. Give someone an extra compliment today. Make their day. And just love everybody. Love you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And have a great day. Watch. Cheers. Biggest cup ever.